Alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salam ala rasulillah. Ma ba'd. The question is asking here for classification and the meaning of the hadith if possible. I mean, the hadith is pretty straightforward anyway. As we go through it, you'll see the love the Messenger of Allah sallallahu used to have for his companions, how he wanted to fill their lives up with joy. Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. This is a hadith which has been reported by Ahmad, Bayhaqi, Abu Ya'la, and it's been made sahih by many of the ulama. Bazzar has also narrated this hadith, Tirmidhi in Shama'il, Tabarani Kabir. And it's been made sahih by a number of the ulama, Ibn Hibban, Ibn Hajar, Al-Haythami. Al-Haythami actually says that the people who have narrated this hadith, the chain of narration, they are all the men of Sahih Bukhari, which shows you that every single one of them is Sahih because Bukhari used them in his Jami' Sahih. Albani from the contemporaries has made it Sahih also. Ibn Jawzi, and the list goes on. Inshallah, this hadith, in its authenticity, I don't have any questioning in it. Anas bin Malik, radiallahu anh, he says that there used to be a man who used to live in the outskirts, min Ahl al-Badiyah, meaning he's a Bedouin, and his name used to be Zahir. And the ulama from the Shurrah, those who have explained hadith, they said his name is Zahir ibn Haram al-Ashja'i. Zahir was a person who used to live outside of the city, but he used to come into the city and Medina to be at the service of the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He used to bring gifts for the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam from outside the city. Outside the city, maybe miswak, maybe leather, maybe wool, maybe milk, whatever. He used to bring gifts for the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam from outside the city, and he also used to be of service to the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So he used to enter his house, whatever needed to be done. Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to have him around. Now, this is not him, the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This is not him making use of a person who is wanting to do his work. A person can easily understand it. Hasha wa kalla Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam gets someone to come and do his dirty work. That's not the case. Anas bin Malik says that the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to love his company. Kana yuhibbu, he used to love having him around. He used to love his company. And he also said, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Inna zahiran badiyatuna wa nahnu hadiruh. He is our man on the outside of the city, and we are his people on the inside of the city. Meaning there's a close relationship. Wherever he goes, we'll be with him. Inside of the city, outside of the city. وَكَانَ رَسُولُ اللَّهِ صَلَّى اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِ وَسَلَّمَ يُحِبُّهُ. He used to love him a great deal, the Messenger of Allah صلى الله عليه وسلم. However, this man كَانَ رَجُلًا دَمِيمًا. His appearance wasn't very nice. If you looked at him, not a nice thing to say about another person, but this is just for us to understand that he didn't have a really nice appearance. One day, Zahir was in the marketplace selling something, and the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam came from behind Zahir, and Zahir had no idea that the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was behind him. And the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam gripped him, held him tight, to play a joke on him. Sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So Zahir says, "Man hada? Who is this? Who is this? Let me go." فَالْتَفَتَ, and then Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam let him go. فَالْتَفَتَ, when he turned around, he recognized that this is the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he is playing a joke with him. So what does Zahir do? Zahir turns around and he puts his back to the chest of the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, basically as they were. I asked you to let me go. Now that I know it's you, I don't want you to let me go. Sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So the Messenger of Allah sallallahu gets Zahir's hand and he picks it up and he says, "Man yashtari hadha al-abd?" Who will buy this servant from me? Who will buy this servant from me? As a joke. This shows us that the Messenger of Allah sallallahu used to mess around with his companions, used to joke with his companions, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And his joking used to be something which was going to be something which is beneficial, something which is going to create love, something which is truthful. This person is a servant. He's a servant of Allah subhanahu. Who is going to buy this servant? Meaning, who is going to assist this servant? Meaning, He's not lying, sallallahu alayhi wasallam, but he's using words which could be, interpreted in both ways. So Zahir says, Ya Rasulullah, anyone who buys me, tajidani kasida, they will find that I am somebody who is useless. I am useless. Who would want to buy me? Look at me, look at my appearance. I live in the outskirts of the city. I'm useless. So the Messenger of Allah ﷺ says, لَكِنَّ عِنْدَ اللَّهِ لَسْتَ بِكَاسِدٍ. But with Allah, you are not useless. لَكِنَّ عِنْدَ اللَّهِ أَنْتَ غَالٍ. Rather, with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you are extremely, extremely expensive. Meaning kasid, meaning cheap and useless. Ghal, meaning expensive and really useful. The question is asking about the authenticity of this hadith and the meaning of it. I think we've read through it and it makes perfect sense now that we've been through it. There are certain things that we can benefit from the ahkam and the fiqh, etc. But we'll leave that for another time. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He grants us all tawfiq and success, and that we make use of what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us to get closer to Him, just like Zahir was. A person who was always at the service of Allah and His Messenger and this religion, so that Allah and His Messenger will be pleased with us when we return back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He grants us tawfiq. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah wa sallallahu ala nabiyyina Muhammad.